The PS5's release date is still 11 days away, but I have all of the accessories. And today we're gonna unbox and have a closer look in each and every single one. The 3D headset, the DualSense controller, the DualSense charger, the media remote, and the HD camera. First up is the Pulse 3D wireless headset. This thing's compatible with the PlayStation 5, but as well as the PlayStation 4. This thing will set you back $100 US. The main feature that Sony's advertising here are the dual hidden microphones for noise canceling, the built-in rechargeable battery for up to 12 hours of playtime. There's controls on the actual headset. It does have a 3.5mm jack, which you can use on the PSVR as well as other audio devices. As well, there's a wireless adapter that you can plug into your PS5 or PS4 for wireless use. Well, most of that stuff is pretty standard for a headset, but what's unique here is they're pushing this 3D audio feature on the PS5 console. And here is what the package includes, so let's open it up and have a closer look. Looks like 3 compartments. The first one on the top has the paperwork. There's a safety and support guide as well as a quick start guide. On the bottom here are all the accessories. There is the wireless adapter for your PS5 or PS4, the 3.5mm audio cable, and a USB-C charging cable. And here's what that headset looks like. It clearly has a PS5 vibe going on. Here's the dual microphones for noise canceling. The controls on the actual headset. Headsets can be pretty expensive, and this thing for about $100 actually is pretty good build quality. It really makes it worth it if you are getting a headset for your PS5. This thing is totally designed and optimized for the PS5. Next up, the DualSense wireless controller. This thing costs $69.99 US. It says it's only compatible for the PS5, but I've seen people actually use it also on the PS4. Although you're likely not going to get the complete functionality of the controller. Heighten your senses. That's really the message of the technology behind this controller. So what that means is you have this advanced haptic feedback. It's not just a one-dimensional shocking from the DualShock. In this case, there's a whole nother layer to it. The adaptive trigger, so you can experience varying force and tension when actually interacting with your game. There's actually a built-in microphone, which is new here. And of course, they're claiming they improved how comfortable this design actually feels. And here's what's included in the package. So we open this up, and inside, there's only a few items. There's of course the DualSense wireless controller instructions manual, and here is the actual controller. Same button layout as the PS4 controller. There's still the touchpad. We have the speakers right here, the PlayStation button, but what's new is this built-in microphone. And there's also a new button for muting and unmuting that microphone. Similar to the PS4 controllers, there's a 3.5mm audio jack, but what's new are these 2 prongs for charging the controller, and we'll have a look at that a little bit later on. Of course, you can also charge this using a USB-C cable. Now, what's the main selling point of this controller is 1, the new haptic motors, and 2, the adaptive triggers. And that's really the reason they're not calling this a DualShock 5. Instead, it's a DualSense. It gives you that idea that there's a whole another layer to the feel, the vibration, the haptic response of this controller. For example, if you're playing a racing game, small bumps on the road are going to give you a very low intensity of vibration. Now, if you crash your car, that's going to give you a totally different haptic response. A much more higher intensity vibration. The adaptive triggers work in a similar fashion, except it's now with the amount of tension you're gonna get. So the more you press the trigger, the more attention you kind of get from it. For example, for shooting games, you might get a different response based on the gun you're using. So that's the main pushing point. In terms of the overall build quality and the form factor, this actually feels really good. In comparison to a PS4 controller, this feels a lot more comfortable. It has, of course, it's a little bit bigger, it has more mass to it, more grip to it. And I know a lot of people were comparing this to the Xbox controllers. And here is how it compares to an Xbox One controller. It feels a little bit bigger than the PS4 controller, but still slightly smaller than the Xbox One grip. I actually think this is the most comfortable out of the three. The most efficient way to charge multiple controllers is this DualSense charger, and that's what we're going to look at next. This thing will set you back $29.99 US. This, of course, is compatible only with the DualSense PS5 controller. Click and charge. So this is supposed to charge up to 2 controllers. And of course, it'll free up any USB ports on your PS5. And this click-in design we'll talk about a little bit later. Here's what's included in the package. So let's break the seal. And we pull out this box, and inside there's a couple of items. Right on the top is the instructions manual. On the top here is the 2-piece AC adapter. And here is the actual DualSense charging station. And it kind of continues with that whole PS5 theme. It's got these 2 white plates on the side. And right on the back is where you would plug in the AC adapter. So I'm actually going to plug and power this thing and see how it works with the controller. I'm actually struggling a little bit there. I might have to look at the manual again. Okay, there we go. Hear that click? There it is, the 2 flashing orange lights saying that it's charging. You can of course charge 2 controllers with this, one right here and another one on the top. So yeah, overall this actually makes it really easy to charge your controllers, especially if you have multiple controllers. Next up is the Media Remote for your PS5. This thing does cost $29.99 US. So yeah, this isn't really for gaming. It's more for entertainment if you want to use your PS5 as a media center. So it makes it easy to navigate your different entertainment apps. And it does have dedicated app buttons as you would see on a typical smart box or a smart TV. So let's break the seal and have a look inside. Oh, that worries me a bit when I see AA batteries there. So I guess this thing's not rechargeable. So the AA batteries, then we have the instructions manual. And here is the remote, and again continuing with that PlayStation 5 theme. So here's a button layout, your typical entertainment buttons, and then here of course is the app buttons, and there's also a PlayStation home button. I mean, overall for $30 I really don't think this thing is worth it. I mean, just spend the extra $40 and get another DualSense controller. Maybe if they made this thing rechargeable it might have been worth it, but then again it is a media remote, so the AA batteries should last you quite a long time. And the last item we're going to look at today is the HD camera. This camera costs $59.99 US. This thing is of course only compatible with the PS5. It's really made for anyone that wants to kind of stream your games. So it does have a 1080p HD camera. Comes with a built-in background removal tool, so it makes it really easy to do that if you're streaming. The stand's actually built in, so the whole thing is just one piece. So a pretty lightly packaged box, and we break the seal. And inside is of course only 2 items. There is the instructions manual and the actual camera. So here's the camera. It again, PS5 design. In terms of the built-in stand, here's how that functions. So here at the top you can actually move the camera, and this arm at the bottom here also has some movement to it. So this should give you plenty of customization and how you want to kind of position your camera. So yeah, nothing really more to talk about here. It's kind of disappointing that this thing does not work with the PlayStation VR. So essentially all it is a $60 webcam. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so that's it for today's video. That's all of the accessories you get at launch with the PlayStation 5. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'll be picking up, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.